All right, what I'm going to show you today is how to prevent a hive from swarming. We got this hive here. If you look at it, it's a double deep hive, or a deep with two medium supers on it. We've cut some queen cells out of this hive already the last few weeks. And last week we added this top super. So what we're going to do today is take a split from this hive. We're going to take the queen, and then tomorrow we'll reintroduce a new queen into this hive. So try to put it here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Now the easiest way to check for the queen cells, to see how ready they are to swarm, is just to check underneath the box. So if you just lift the box up and you look underneath, you can see the swarm cells. You can see a couple cells right here that are busted open. You can see a cup there. Looks about it. You can tell there's new white wax in there. This super was just added last week and it's pretty heavy. The black locust just finished up blooming. And it was a real good year for the black locust. Like I said a couple times, I'm not a big honey producer, but you know, it's good to pay attention to it. You got a queen cell here that's it's open at the bottom. It's got some royal jelly in it. You can tell that it wasn't a capped queen cell yet. The hive still's got a good population, so I don't think they've swarmed yet. Take the frames out of this nuke box here. And so what we're going to do is the same thing to this box. You just want to lean it back, and any swarm cells you want to cut out. Now they've already got some capped swarms, or not capped, but swarm cells with larvae in it. And since we're taking a split out of this, actually what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave them right where they're at. I'm going to take my split and put it in my new nuke box here. And then what I'm going to do is leave them replace themselves with the queen that they'll get from this super. So what we're going to do is dig down in here and make our split. We're just going to dive down right into the deep and skip the super, so you can see you've got a good frame of pollen. There is, I don't know if you can see it or not, there is eggs in the cells in between pollen, and right there's our queen. You can see her right there. She's marked. Looks like the mark's kind of wearing off. We're going to just dot her again real quick a little bit. Just to give it a little bit of freshness. There you can see the queen right there. She's a good looking queen. She's an overwintered queen. This hive came through winter, and you can probably can't see it on the camera, but you can see this whole frame is a frame of eggs. So you got it rimmed with honey, a whole frame of eggs, the queen. And you got a good frame of pollen. This is a perfect outside frame for our split. And we also know that our hive hasn't swarmed. That's one of the benefits of marking your queens. As you know, if the queen's marked, they haven't superseded or replaced her. So we got a little bit of capped, some hatching cap brood. You can see like right here, the bee's actually emerging. It's got good bee coverage. This side, once again, got all open brood, another good frame to put in our split. we'll just keep digging out. Then again, you got more emerging brood. You got a small rim of pollen, not a whole lot. Got some more cap brood. You got some more young brood and open pollen again. That's another good frame to put in. There's a good frame of cap brood, and what you see here is a fully capped queen cell. See that little peanut right there? That's a fully capped queen cell. Look at the end of it. They are just capping that. However, this frame's got a good frame of cap brood. So what I'm going to do is I'm very gently going to cut this queen cell off. Right there's your queen cell. Now I'm just going to lay it down. Now the reason I'm doing that is because this frame, most of the brood right now is up in these honey supers because I don't got a queen excluder on. And I want some more cap brood. The open brood's good and it'll still blow out the nuke here after a couple weeks, but you want some cap brood too, which we had a little bit, but you know, this is a full side here, so that's a little better. And I'll use that queen cell to actually re-queen this colony here. So once again, we got a nice frame of open brood just starting to get capped up there in the corner. Real good bee coverage. And so we'll slide that into the nuke as well. Now when you're done, we've got some empty frames here. So what we'll do, this is just drone comb that's empty. We'll slide that back in that space, and they'll refill that real quick. That'll give that queen a place to lay as soon as she gets mated. So what we'll do is over here where there's a little bit of open brood still, we'll just take our queen cell and we'll just gently place it right between our frames there. And now if you're ever selling nukes or splits, that's what they should look like. You can still shake in an extra frame of bees if you want. But right now I don't think the bees are going to go down in there. You can see, even though we took a full 5 frames, you know, so the 5 frames are new there, you can see the bottom of that super and the bottom of that super. There is plenty of bees in these boxes to keep this hive going. Another thing you could do if you wanted to, if you're a honey producer, put your queen cell in the bottom box as we did, put your excluder over this, and then put your honey supers back on. This will give the bees a brood break, and since the honey flows will have a lack of brood to feed, so they'll store more honey up top. What we'll do is try to... The smoker's almost out. This is the last yard of the day, but I just wanted to show you guys how to do that real quick. And that's all there is to it. That's how you make a quick split. You can either sell this split here or you can move it to another yard and have another colony. All right, I just wanted to show you one more thing here real quick. We got the hive strapped up again, but what I wanted to show you is the nuke here. Anytime you're transporting the nukes over a decent amount of time, what you want to do is make sure that they're really well ventilated. My nukes have a solid bottom attached to them, to most of them, so I can't do anything on the bottom unless I put a hole in there and put some screen over it. A lot of people run a screen bottom. That'll give them some ventilation. Kind of a cheap way to do it is just take some window screen. The whole top of this you can see is covered with window screen. They're going to sit overnight like this, so they'll be fine. But overheating is one of the biggest issues you can have with nukes if you've got them confined. It takes a lot shorter time than people realize for bees to overheat. There's a lot of bees in there, a lot of brood. You can tell they're real calm. They're not running around or nothing. But the longer they get in there, once they see light, once you take them out of wherever you got them stored, they'll get a little runny. It'll create a lot of heat while they're doing that. So just wanted to give you that tip and reminder to make sure that you keep your nukes well ventilated anytime you got to move them, even between yards real quickly.